I love bread pudding, but this one is different. It's velvety, it's sinful, but you can't have enough of it. So what do you do with leftover bread? It's dry, it's grainy. Let's make bread pudding today. But not your ordinary bread pudding. Let's make something special today. To make this very decadent tres leches bread pudding, we are using 3 milk. Kasi tres leches, di ba? So, we have evaporated milk, we have condensed milk, and we have cream. I will just blend it into crumbs. Ayan. And what we will do now, we will add our milk. So what we have here is our evaporated milk, 1 cup of cream, all-purpose cream. So 1 whole can of condensed milk as well. And we will also add our eggs. So we are using 2 whole eggs. 1, 2, and 4 egg yolks. So who would have thought that leftover bread can be so delicious and so luxurious, no? So, etong bread pudding natin, hindi siya karaniwang bread pudding. It's very special. At pwede mo din gamitin yung monay or pandesal or even ensaymada. Ang sarap nito. And we will just blend it together. Smooth. Make it smooth. Let it absorb everything. Yan. Very nice. Very smooth. Be sure to scoop out sides niya na everything is well combined and para mas maging malinamnam and very decadent indeed ng ating bread pudding. Di ba nag-melt ako ng butter kanina? I will just add my melted butter. Ang dami nitong butter. This is around half a cup of melted butter, pero you will really taste the difference when you eat this version of a bread pudding. Yan, very special. And of course, yan, blend natin. And to give it a kick of flavor and para mas bumango pa yung ating bread pudding, we will add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and half a teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. So add cinnamon. Alam mo, when you smell cinnamon and vanilla in the house, parang sobrang comforting, di ba? And because some people like raisins, some people don't like raisins, I'm going to make one version kasi dalawa yung nahanda natin. One with raisins, one without raisins. Yan. So, we will just soak our raisins in a little bit of brandy. So, you don't have to add any liquor to your bread pudding, but I just like the aroma. And you don't have to worry, kahit mga kids, pwede kumain yan because all the alcohol will be cooked off in the oven. And we're actually ready, no? Sobrang bilis lang ng ating recipe. You make caramel sugar just like making leche flan. So if you're a master at it, just go ahead and burn that sugar. But if you're a novice, I suggest you add a little bit of water to melt the sugar. You want to achieve that nice amber color. Not too dark or it becomes bitter, or too light and it's just sweet. So I will pour my mixture into 2 loaf pans, divided into 2, 4 by 9 inches, and I coated it with caramelized sugar. And I will just pour over my blended bread mixture. So I'll divide it into 2, very nice and very smooth, and pour it. Yan. Very nice. Yan. Hati, hating kapatid. Yan. Yan. Very smooth, no? Hindi siya yung usual chunky bread pudding. It's like a bread pudding flan. 3 leches raisins and my rhum. Yan. I will just add it to one of my pans and stir a little. And we'll prepare it for baking. You can either steam this, but in my case, Ang gagawin ko dito ay, I will bake it in the oven, pero may Bain Marie ako, Banyo Maria. So, it's soaking in a pan of water. So, I will just get water. And I will arrange both loaves into the pan. Yan. So, my grandmother used to make this recipe, pero very simple yung ginagawa niya. Ito siya level up version. It's a more fancy version of our traditional bread pudding. And we will just cover it with foil. So, yan. Cover it with foil. And we will just poke holes on our foil so that the steam can escape. Yan. And we will bake it in a preheated oven to 170 degrees, and I will bake it for 1 hour. Pero after 45 minutes, tatanggalin ko na tong foil. I'll show you later. After 45 minutes, our bread pudding is almost done, but not quite. So we will remove. Tatanggalin natin yung ating foil. Careful because it's very hot. Para maluto yung top portion, no? Mag-brown siya ng konti. But look at that, no? It's very nice and silky on top. And we bake it for another 15 minutes until we have a light golden crust on top. And sobrang bango na ng aking kitchen. And it's done. Look at that. So very light lang yung crust na gusto natin ma-achieve. We don't want it to be golden. Ayan. So it's firm. Very nice. Wow. No? And we will let that rest for an hour or so. So ayaw natin mag-crack yung taas, ha? Ayaw natin na lumobo siya. That's why we're cooking it in a fairly low temperature. And it's finally cool enough to handle. So, kailangan na nating tanggalin siya from the baking pan, from the loaf pan. So, I'm sure masarap to. Ayan. Ready? Flip. And ito naman yung ating version with raisins. Big enough scoop. Sobrang silky, it melts in your mouth. Tama lang yung tamis niya. And the arnibal gives it a nice caramel flavor. And of course, that cinnamon, that, you know, that kick that warms the heart. Kaya, try this at home. Our very simple Tres Leches bread pudding. Ang sarap niya talaga. Simple!